Hello, I hope you're having a great week. Let's do a walkthrough showing the updated scheme for the exterior improvement for your home. As you'll see, looking at the exterior, I'm showing the Chicago brick drive up front with a new circular drive. I've left these landscape areas open so that Chris can come in and work his magic, so I just want to kind of show them as dedicated areas, and if we agree that this overall layout works, he'll come in and show the actual landscaping. I have shown landscaping somewhat in the back. It's not the exact species, but just to be representative of the areas that will have landscaping and to emphasize that you will have privacy and that all of the landscaping is evergreen. So you won't have the leaves and the shedding like you will with other plants. So you'll have privacy year round. And then you can also see up front as we make our way over here, I put a car in the driveway just so you get an idea of the space. So as I said in our meeting before, the minimum for a one-way drive is 12 feet, and I made it 12 foot 10 wide and then 15 feet wide, so you have plenty of room for one car to go by while another car can be parked here. And really you could park two cars here and then still have the circle drive functioning at the same time. And if you wanted to completely pack the driveway, you could have 4 cars parked here, 5, 6, 7, probably 8 cars could park at the same time on your property. So this is showing the Chicago brick with the circle drive up front and showing how a car will fit in. And of course the walkway and the landscape areas. And I wanted to show you, as you start to come in your home, of course you have some walls that I haven't modeled, but you can already see through the windows that adding the landscaping in, you will see that while you're inside. And of course these 2 new doors really open up the space. I want to focus on the rear. Obviously that's where we've had the most change. When you come outside, you can see we have the dining area, and those are 2 tables that are 4.5 feet square that can be put together or taken apart. And I'm showing a fence with landscaping, and I'm showing vines. There are evergreen vines according to Chris that we could use, and of course I'll defer to him to do the landscape design and make this really nice so that when you're inside you see the landscaping, and also when you're outside you see the landscaping and it screens your air conditioning units that are behind here. The trees lining the property, these are representative of the bayrum trees all around, so you'll have privacy. And then also the little lounge area, kind of outdoor living, and the lounge chairs. Over here I have the glass railing and your exercise pool. And then what is shown on the other side to balance those air conditioners is also shown over here. These are on stands, so it's higher up. I think it creates a really nice balance. You have separate areas, so within the space you have living, dining, lounge or sunning, and then also your exercise pool that's protected by the glass railing. And if you notice, looking at the design, and you'll see it more as I zoom out, but overall the lines are very architectural, which mimic the building. So a lot of straight lines, it's rectilinear in nature. Over here you can see that I've made this kind of a planting island that mimics the swimming pool. So you have the rectangle of the swimming pool and the rectangle of a planting area, and you have the cutouts along the side here with the walkway. And what I've tried to do is, rather than have strips of grass that might grow or might not grow and running into the issues that we discussed with that, I'm trying to maximize the paved area and then have designated planting areas where Chris can do something really special, and it can stay that way year round. So with that said, with all the angles, the straight angles, I have one exception, and that is right here. I'm showing one little curved area that I think just feels right. I'll zoom out. And it also mimics the architecture in that you have one curve on the back of your building, the archway. And so right next to it, you just have a little play with the curves reflecting that one moment that's a little more organic and a little different from the rectangular nature from the rest of your home. And coming through the trees, you can see I've placed the barbecue area to the side right here. I did notice that you had a cover on it most of the time, which obviously makes sense when you're not using it. And by putting it to the side here, you won't be staring at it while you're not using it, but it's also convenient for when you're dining right here. That's just off to the side. This will require obviously running the gas line to this side. And if you're thinking that this fence might seem bigger than it is now, you're right. And the reason it does is because I've added the pool equipment on this end. So you have the air conditioners and then the pool equipment all within the confines of that fenced area. So you can see it's a very functional space, and again, this landscaping, it's what I have in my software. I'm just using it as placeholders to represent the areas. Please do not get hooked on how the landscaping looks in this image. And the furniture shown is just furniture. Again, I'll look to Toby's help on that for what she wants to recommend, but these are correct sizes, showing a couch and lounge chairs, sun loungers for the deck chairs. If you have any questions or thoughts, of course, please let me know. I tried to build on what we discussed and what Toby created. The pool is pushed back to the maximum setback to the rear. And if you do like this plan, as I'm coming through the trees, I'll do the exact takeoffs of the open space and calculate to make sure it's exactly right. But I do think we're in pretty good shape. We have all the open areas on the side, and again, this is the line where they really start to calculate it from, where you need 70% that's open. So pushing everything that is paved to this other side really helps. And again, having these open areas indicates to the city that we aren't just trying to get away with paving the whole area. We are being sensitive to what they're trying to accomplish with the open space. And you also have all the open space here. Of course, I'm showing this as grass, but these will really be planting areas. You have the palm tree that's there now that should be able to stay. And of course, you have the tall landscaping on this side, which I believe also should be able to stay unless you want to change it. And we'll come around. So you can see from the street, you'll have the gate right here. So the gate comes straight out. Let's come through the trees. So it comes straight out to that side. And then you have the continuation of your yard. So this is a whole new usable space in what the city considers your front yard. Obviously, we think of it as your side yard facing the street. You have the two new doors where the windows are on each side of the fireplace. The steps out, and I've brought the paved area out as much as possible with keeping the planting along the perimeter and also planting along the side with the window right here. Looking at the plan, I saw it's a bathroom, so I want to keep landscaping over here, so you aren't just standing and looking straight in through the window. So that's a reason for stepping it out from the side. And I think it's a really enjoyable space. It gives you basically a whole new outdoor room to use. And when you're inside, go in the house, you have the reflected light now. So with all of the trees and the coral stone surfaces, the light filters through the trees and then bounces off of here, and the reflected light gives you the best light quality because you don't have the heat from direct sunlight, but you still get the light coming through, so you can use natural light and not have to keep your light bulbs running all the time. I'll come through the other side just so you can see. So you still have your walkway, have some plantings along the side, some lower plants along here, the taller trees and space over here. And again, Chris is a master at this, so I don't want to play with that. If you're good with the design, then I will have him do it. But hopefully this gives you a good idea of what we've come up with by collaborating, and hopefully you like it. Of course, whatever your thoughts are, please let me know, and we'll continue to make adjustments and fine-tune it. And if you do like it, the next step is I will have Chris start to play with the landscaping and do his part as far as showing you what could be done, and then also I will go back and revisit the exact diagrams and calculations for the city, for the planning department, and then present it to them, because ultimately they will have to approve it and they'll determine whether we can do everything we want to do or if they have comments and want us to make some adjustments. That's all. Thanks so much.